In the heart of the ancient world, a city pulsed with wonders that defy imagination. A place where the impossible became reality, where the boundaries of human ingenuity were shattered. Alexandria, a dazzling fusion of Greek and Egyptian brilliance, wasn't just a city. It was a beacon of innovation, a crucible of knowledge that burned brighter than any star in the ancient sky. Picture this: slot machines whirring with mechanical genius, automatic doors sliding open with a whisper of engineering marvel, international banks humming with the commerce of empires. This was no ordinary metropolis. It was a realm of miracles, a testament to humanity's relentless pursuit of greatness. And at its core stood the Library of Alexandria, the greatest repository of wisdom ever assembled, a treasure trove of human thought that held the secrets of civilizations. For 2,000 years, its vast archives lay in ruins, reduced to ash and myth, a heartbreaking symbol of lost potential. But now, in a seismic breakthrough that has sent shockwaves through the academic world, the impossible has happened. Fragments of this legendary library have been digitally resurrected, not through dusty scrolls or archaeological digs, but through the mind-blowing power of quantum artificial intelligence. This isn't just a scientific triumph. It's a revolution that could rewrite history itself, a jaw-dropping leap into the unknown that promises to unlock the minds of ancient geniuses and reshape our understanding of the past. The year is 2025, and the world stands on the brink of a paradigm-shifting discovery. Scientists at the forefront of the quantum historical reconstruction project have harnessed the unparalleled capabilities of quantum computing to breathe life into texts long thought lost forever. This isn't science fiction. It's happening right now, and the implications are nothing short of staggering. Imagine reading the complete poetic works of Sappho, whose haunting verses have survived only in tantalizing fragments, or diving into Aristotle's elusive second book of Poetics, a treatise on comedy that scholars have chased for centuries. These aren't just dreams anymore. They're becoming reality, thanks to a revolutionary quantum classical hybrid system trained on a vast tapestry of ancient sources, papyri fragments from Herculaneum, Oxyrhynchus, and untranslated Middle Eastern scripts. What happened next left the academic world reeling. The AI began generating stylistically flawless fragments, texts so authentic they've been attributed to Sappho, Aristotle, and even early Egyptian heliophysics treatises, obliterated when the library burned. One speculative excerpt, reconstructed from an ancient astronomical text, reads, "Of flame and circuit does the sky speak, not in thunder, but in silence. That is the secret of the divine ether." These words, dripping with cosmic wisdom, aren't just remarkable for their content. Their authenticity is uncanny, matching known metrical patterns and vocabulary with a precision that defies chance. This is no mere guesswork. It's a resurrection of voices silenced for millennia, a heart-pounding glimpse into the minds of ancient thinkers. Alexandria itself was no ordinary city. It was a crucible of cultures, a dazzling mosaic of Greek and Egyptian influences, founded, according to legend, by Alexander the Great himself. This was a place where innovation thrived, where the boundaries of what was possible were pushed to their limits. Slot machines, automatic doors, international banks, these weren't just novelties. They were proof of a civilization far more advanced than we ever dared imagine. The Library of Alexandria, at its peak, housed between 400,000 and 700,000 scrolls, a staggering collection that represented the sum of human knowledge. It wasn't just a library, it was a living, breathing research institution where scholars conducted experiments, debated ideas, and taught students from across the Mediterranean. The reconstructed texts, now emerging from the quantum AI, suggest this civilization was even more sophisticated than we thought, revealing a culture of innovation whose ideas were silenced for 2 millennia. These discoveries aren't just recovering lost scrolls, they're unveiling a world where ancient minds grappled with concepts we associate with modern science. From early notions of gravity to atomic theory and even heliocentrism, centuries before their so-called rediscovery. One fragment, attributed to the philosopher Anaximander, declares, "The boundless moves not with the sun nor the moon, but with the breath of the cosmos. All things return to it in necessity, for injustice in time must be paid." These words hint at a profound understanding of cosmic forces, a sophistication that challenges everything we thought we knew about the ancient world. The quantum AI behind this breakthrough isn't just recreating texts, it's performing a miracle of intellectual archaeology. By modeling linguistic probability clouds based on the unique fingerprints of ancient authors, the system identifies patterns in syntax, rhythm, and philosophical structure that act like a linguistic DNA signature. These signatures allow the AI to reconstruct works with jaw-dropping accuracy, piecing together narratives and arguments from scattered fragments. What's truly mind-blowing is what the AI has uncovered that human scholars missed for centuries. Subtle structures in a sentence composition that align with celestial calendars and geometric forms known as platonic solids, patterns that suggest a shared framework of knowledge across ancient authors. Even more astonishing, the system has cross-referenced mythic allegories in Sumerian and Egyptian texts with precise astronomical data, correlations too exact to be coincidental. These findings suggest ancient thinkers used symbolic metaphor to encode natural laws, a poetic language for physics and mathematics that modern science abandoned for literal description. One reconstructed passage, attributed to Archimedes, describes principles of optics and solar concentration. Let a sphere be divided by equidistant planes. The light, falling upon its surface, when reflected through curved mirrors, may be made to converge at a single burning point and thus produce fire from geometry. This isn't just a historical curiosity. It's proof of a theoretical understanding that anticipated modern technologies by millennia, a revelation that leaves us questioning what other secrets lie hidden in these digital artifacts. Yet as these ancient texts emerge from the digital void, a profound ethical dilemma looms large. Should we even read these AI reconstructed works? Are we truly reviving the voices of ancient minds, or are we crafting a modern mythology, a sophisticated forgery that reflects our own biases? This question has sparked a firestorm in the academic community, dividing scholars into two camps. Some argue these reconstructions offer a genuine window into lost knowledge, a chance to commune with the greatest thinkers of antiquity. Others warn we're treading on dangerous ground, creating plausible but fictitious texts that could distort our understanding of history. A leading computational linguist insists the quantum system isn't creating fiction. It's identifying patterns mathematically consistent with how these authors wrote. The probability that these reconstructions capture the essence of the original works is astonishingly high. Critics, however, caution that no matter how advanced the technology, AI reconstructions will always carry a trace of modern interpretation. This debate cuts to the heart of our fascination with the Library of Alexandria, a symbol of irretrievable loss that has haunted humanity for centuries. These digital resurrections are challenging that absence, giving substance to what was once only myth, but at what cost? Are we witnessing a true resurrection of lost knowledge, or are we crafting a digital mirage that reflects our own hopes and fears about the ancient world? The technology powering this revolution is nothing short of awe-inspiring. At its core is a quantum architecture based on entangled linguistic vectors, a system that encodes symbolic logic in probabilistic qubits. Unlike traditional AI, which processes information sequentially, this quantum system tests billions of interpretive permutations simultaneously, a feat impossible for classical computing. This approach, inspired by pioneering work in quantum information theory, allows the system to navigate the ambiguities and gaps in ancient texts, evaluating massive probability spaces of linguistic patterns in a fraction of the time it would take a traditional computer. The hybrid quantum classical architecture leverages the strengths of both systems. Classical AI handles initial data preparation. Quantum processes explore vast interpretive possibilities, and classical systems refine the outputs in a feedback loop that continuously improves accuracy. What makes this system truly groundbreaking is its ability to handle non-local correlations in language, connections between concepts that might appear pages apart but are semantically linked. This capability allows the AI to reconstruct complete arguments and narratives from fragmented texts, a process that feels almost like magic. The lead architect of the system explains, traditional computers would need centuries to explore all these possibilities, but our quantum processor can evaluate them concurrently, bringing us closer to the authentic ancient texts with each iteration. What's even more shocking is what the AI has revealed about the ancient world that human scholars overlooked. The system has identified patterns in ancient texts that align with celestial calendars and geometric forms, suggesting a shared framework of knowledge that transcended individual authors. These discoveries point to a civilization that used metaphor and allegory to encode scientific truths, a poetic approach to physics and mathematics that modern science has largely abandoned. One reconstructed passage, attributed to Aristotle, reads, "To move without motion is not a contradiction, but a principle of light. That which remains still, yet causes change, is the soul of the cosmos." This enigmatic fragment has sparked intense debate among philosophers and physicists, with some speculating it hints at an early conception of field theory, the idea that forces can act across space without physical contact. Others argue it's simply a poetic metaphor, a reflection of the philosophical style of the time. Regardless, these reconstructions are forcing us to rethink our assumptions about ancient knowledge, revealing minds that thought in ways strikingly similar to our own. The implications are profound. If ancient thinkers were grappling with concepts we associate with modern science, what other intellectual pathways were lost when the library burned? As we delve deeper into these reconstructed texts, a mind-bending question emerges. Are we digitizing the consciousness of ancient minds? This isn't just about recovering lost words. It's about simulating how ancient thinkers reasoned, how they saw the world. The quantum system doesn't just predict what authors might have written. It reconstructs their conceptual frameworks, their logical pathways, even their cognitive biases. This represents a form of intellectual archaeology unlike anything humanity has ever achieved, a digital resurrection of thought processes silenced for millennia. The lead researcher on the project's philosophical team explains, "We're modeling cognitive patterns, ways of thinking that characterized these ancient authors. In a very real sense, we're bringing their minds back to life." This raises staggering possibilities. If we can reconstruct the thought patterns of individuals from the distant past, are we creating a form of digital immortality? Could future generations use similar technology to commune with the minds of our time? These questions take us beyond archaeology and into the realm of temporal consciousness studies, a new frontier that explores how human thought has evolved across millennia and how it might be preserved for eternity. But let's be clear, this breakthrough isn't without its limits and red flags. No physical scrolls have been unearthed. This is a digital reconstruction based on surviving textual fragments and linguistic patterns. The outputs are probabilistic, not certainties, and each fragment comes with a confidence score indicating its likelihood of reflecting the original text. The director of the Digital Archaeology Institute emphasizes, "We're not claiming to have magically found lost scrolls. What we have are sophisticated, evidence-based reconstructions that represent our best understanding of what these texts might have contained." The system also occasionally produces hallucinations, plausible but fabricated content that doesn't align with historical reality. Rigorous verification protocols are in place to filter these out, but the risk remains. Yet, multiple experts in classical literature, linguistics, and archaeology agree that the stylistic matching and internal coherence of these reconstructions make them far more than creative fiction. A computational linguist specializing in ancient Greek notes, the sentence structure, word choice, metaphor usage, and philosophical frameworks align remarkably well with the known works of these authors. A classical historian adds, "What convinces me is how these fragments connect to historical context we already know. They reference events, people, and ideas that make sense for the time period, sometimes revealing new connections between known facts." The legacy of this project is as profound as its discoveries. As the technology matures, it could reconstruct entire philosophical works, completing Plato's unfinished dialogues or recovering the lost comedies of Aristophanes. Preliminary analysis suggests Aristotle's lost book on comedy contains insights into human psychology that anticipate modern theories by millennia, a revelation that could fundamentally change our understanding of ancient thought. A philosopher of science sees revolutionary potential. These reconstructions might provide alternative intellectual pathways, ideas that were developed in antiquity but lost before they could influence later thinking. It's like discovering a parallel branch of human thought. This raises thrilling questions about how ancient wisdom might reshape modern science, ethics, or even religious understanding. Could lost Greek theories of matter complement quantum physics? Might ancient ethical frameworks offer new solutions to contemporary moral dilemmas? The possibilities are endless, but so are the challenges. Serious ethical concerns have emerged. Should any private company own this reconstructed heritage? The research team has committed to open-source principles, arguing that these texts belong to humanity's shared cultural legacy. Privacy concerns also loom large. What happens when this technology is applied to more recent historical figures, potentially reconstructing private writings from the past few centuries? These questions demand careful consideration as we navigate this uncharted territory. The educational implications are equally transformative. These reconstructed texts could revolutionize how we teach classical studies, providing students with a richer corpus of ancient literature to explore. An educational technologist enthuses. This isn't just about recovering old books. It's about giving new generations access to intellectual traditions that were nearly erased from history. The dialogues between ancient and modern thought that this enables could spark entirely new fields of study. Imagine immersive virtual environments where students can visit the Library of Alexandria and interact with AI reconstructions of ancient scholars. A learning experience that brings history to life in ways previously unimaginable. This technology could serve as a cultural black box recorder, preserving not just what we explicitly record, but the underlying patterns of thought that define our era. Futurists speculate that quantum AI might eventually bridge the gap between historical periods, allowing us to trace how concepts evolved across millennia or identify recurring patterns in human thought. The project's director sums it up. We're building a time machine for ideas. We can't physically visit the past, but we can reconstruct the mental landscapes of earlier eras with increasing accuracy. To fully grasp the significance of these reconstructions, we must understand what was lost when the Library of Alexandria faded into history. Founded in the early 3rd century BCE by a former general of Alexander the Great, the library was a universal repository of knowledge designed to attract the greatest minds of the ancient world. It wasn't just a collection of scrolls, it was an intellectual ecosystem where scholars lived, worked, and collaborated, conducting experiments, writing commentaries, and teaching students. Its destruction wasn't a single, catastrophic event, but a gradual decline spanning centuries, a slow erosion caused by neglect, political upheaval, and the fragility of papyrus. What we lost wasn't just books, but the conversations, debates, and cross-pollination of ideas that made Alexandria a revolutionary institution. The quantum AI reconstructions are attempting to rebuild that web of connections, not just recovering individual texts, but resurrecting the intellectual vitality of an era. This is what makes the project so breathtaking. It's not just about the past, it's about reconnecting with the ideas that shaped humanity's journey. The Alexandria Reconstruction Project is just the beginning. Researchers are already planning to expand its scope, cross-training the quantum AI on oral traditions, indigenous cosmologies, and encoded artifacts from civilizations around the world. The goal is to create a comprehensive digital resurrection of human intellectual history, recovering knowledge lost not just from Alexandria, but from countless other traditions. An anthropologist on the project explains many cultures preserved their wisdom through oral traditions, symbolic art, or ritual practices, rather than written texts. These are equally valuable forms of knowledge that we hope to recover. This ambition extends far beyond historical curiosity. It's about preserving humanity's collective heritage for future generations. The technology could become a tool for cultural preservation, ensuring that no knowledge is ever truly lost again. As we stand at this technological crossroads, one thing is clear: our relationship with the past is being transformed. The Library of Alexandria, once a symbol of irretrievable loss, may become a testament to humanity's resilience and our unrelenting drive to preserve knowledge across the ages. The question remains, are these AI reconstructions legitimate rediscoveries or elegant guesses? The debate rages on in academic circles, but the implications are undeniable. We're witnessing a moment that could redefine our understanding of history, a breakthrough that challenges us to rethink what it means to lose and recover knowledge. The Library of Alexandria is speaking again after 2 millennia of silence, and its voice is more powerful than ever. What other voices from the past await rediscovery? What secrets lie hidden in the digital dust of history, waiting for the next quantum leap to bring them back to life? The journey has only just begun, and the possibilities are as vast as the cosmos itself.